What is going on YouTube? GZTV here, and I'm back with another sports recap. We're lagging, but that doesn't matter because the audio should be just fine. Wait, I think we're back on. Anyways, first we're going to go through the NBA scores as Kevin Porter Jr. put up 50 points. We'll get through that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about the first game, Pistons and Mavericks. You know, Luka Doncic wasn't playing tonight, so obviously it was a pretty competitive game till towards the end. The Pistons, lose momentum. Mavericks get it done. Luka's got to be happy with that. His team pulled out a win without him, so that's good. Next game was Nets and Pacers. I didn't really expect much out of this game from the Pacers. It is the Nets, one of the most dominant super teams in NBA history, possibly on paper. They get it done. Next was possibly the most interesting game of the night. It was the Bucks and Rockets. Giannis gets hurt early into the game. KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr. drops 50 and the Rockets win. Now, obviously, throughout the season, he's had really good games, but nobody ever expected him dropping a 50 bomb here. That's pretty nice, man. If he can keep putting up high scores, they'll have high hopes for next year. Maybe even pick up a star player through free agency because, John Wall hasn't really worked for them this year. Victor Oladipo didn't last long at all. Neither did DeMarcus Cousins. So, they gotta secure another star player, man. Maybe not a James Harden level, but yeah. Wait, let me make my mic louder. All right, there we go. I'm louder now, guys. I don't know why it keeps changing the volume, but I'm way louder now. Let's go. All right. Next was Warriors and Timberwolves, and Timberwolves have been red hot. I just wish they turned it on earlier on in the season. They would have been a playoff team for sure. Warriors couldn't stop them, Timberwolves have been playing exceptional recently, and hopefully they keep it up for the rest of the season to give them momentum even for the next season. So, yeah, Pelicans beat the Thunder, which means they gained ground on the Warriors. Now they're only 3 games away from the Warriors. Maybe if they keep winning and the Warriors keep losing. I don't really like Steph not being in the playoffs, especially with an MVP caliber season. But if the Pelicans keep winning and the Warriors keep losing, it's not going to be too good for them. Moses Brown had 18 rebounds. The dude is a machine. He has a big future in the NBA as one of the premier rebounders. Possibly another Andre Drummond, man. This dude is a beast. He's got the height. He just knows how to rebound the ball. It's awesome. Raptors play the Nuggets, and throughout the game they kept it fairly competitive, but in the end, Denver pulls out. Really sucks for the Raptors because they're still like 3 or 4 games away from even getting in the play-in tournament, and that's not where this team should be, even with releasing Norman Powell, even with Kyle Lowry not playing to his highest strengths. Even not really having a star player on this team, I definitely think they should make a play-in. We're going to get into the NFL draft stuff in a little bit, but before that, we will get into the games tomorrow. This is going to be a decently long episode. Okay. Starting with the 6 o'clock game. This is tonight, technically, because I'm shooting this episode the next morning because I couldn't find my computer charger, so I was like, screw it, I'll go to bed, get up the next morning and do it. But the 6 o'clock game is the Hawks and Sixers rematch. Now, if Trae Young isn't back, the Sixers should win with ease again. But, yeah. Next are the 2 6:30 games. The first is the Spurs and the Celtics, which I think is a pretty impactful game. Where are the Spurs at? We are on the edge of the playoffs. The Spurs are in the play-in. They're a half of a game ahead of Golden State. They might be a whole game now. So if they win, they'll be a whole game ahead of Golden State. That's a big game for them. It's crazy that they're ahead of the Golden State Warriors. Celtics. Wait. What's that? What's the Celtics? We need to win right now. We need to win. Celtics need to win. We need to keep winning games and getting ahead of Miami. Obviously, we win that tiebreaker, but yeah. Wizards and Cavs. Wizards, do not let the Cavs beat you, man. I know they're not a terrible team, but do not let the Cavs beat you. They don't need that, especially because they're at the edge of the play-in. Next is Trailblazers, Nets now. Trailblazers. Where are they at? Oh, they're on the edge of the play-in. I think they need to keep winning games accordingly to the Dallas Mavericks if they want to make it to the playoffs. So, yeah, that is a big game for them. Okay, that's a big, big game for them. And our that is one of our 7 o'clock games. Another 7 o'clock game is Magic and Grizzlies. Where are the Grizzlies at? I think they're in the play-in for the West. Yes. Okay. That game doesn't matter that much. I think they need to keep winning games to keep in either the 7th or 8th seed. If you're in the play-in, those are the seeds you want to have. But yeah, they need to keep winning games. Their goal is to be 7th or 8th seed. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be the play-in, I think. The 8 o'clock game is Bucks and Bulls. Where are the Bulls? I think they're outside of the play-in. They're 2 games outside of the play-in. They just need to win the rest of their games, really. They're not. I don't think they'll beat the Bucks, though. I don't know what happened to Giannis. I really hope that that's not a season ending. I think it was just a rolled ankle. Maybe he's back tonight. Oh my gosh, this next game is going to be a big matchup between the Jazz and the Suns. The 2 top seeds. If the Suns win, I'm pretty sure they get the tiebreaker and they're first in the conference. I'm actually rooting for the Suns. They're one of my favorite teams in the West Conference. I respect what they've done this year. That'd be awesome. Kings and Lakers. Kings are nowhere near playoff contention. In fact, they're on the edge of elimination. Last night, OKC actually got eliminated. That's interesting. I did not know that. By the way, guys, OKC got eliminated. So the Kings are on the edge of elimination. So they just need to keep fighting. Probably not going to make it, but yeah. So that was the NBA action. Let's get into the big action of the night, which was the draft stuff. Okay, my app isn't fully refreshed. Okay. Alright. So, obviously, I'll just go through the first round because that's what happened last night. I don't think I'll do the next few rounds because I only know players from the first round. So, anyways, for the first pick in the draft, the Jaguars picked up Trevor Lawrence. Now, obviously, they're trying to figure out a star quarterback. You know, they haven't really had that star quarterback. Obviously, there's been some Minshew magic moments. Blake Bortles played solid, but, they need a franchise quarterback, and hopefully they found one in Trevor Lawrence. Next, the Jets pick up Zach Wilson from BYU after trading Sam Darnold, so that might have been a smart move. Zach Wilson was looking really good in his pro day. Hopefully he does a lot for this Jets team. It's another team that, they got to figure out their quarterback. They got to experiment a little bit. And those are some of my favorite teams to watch because it's a lot of experimentation, messing around with different starting lineups and all that. It's really fun to watch. Next, the Niners pick up Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. Obviously, there's been that drama with Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers. As a Packers fan, I don't want to believe it right now. But yeah, and they missed the opportunity on picking Rodgers. And plus, they have an injury-prone quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo. And even when he's healthy, he's not the most consistent quarterback. So I think that was a pretty good pickup from them. Next pick was pretty surprising. I didn't know the Falcons had the 4th pick, and they picked up Kyle Pitts, the beastly tight end out of Florida. That's a big pick for them. They're going to have 2 freak athletes on that team, and Kyle Pitts and Julio Jones. I think Julio Jones is healthy for next season, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what those 2 can do. Kyle Pitts will definitely be a beast in the league. Next, the Bengals pick up. Oh, something happened on my computer. I got to close that out. What the frick? Dude. Okay, anyways. The Bengals pick up Jamar Chase out of LSU. I don't really know too much about this guy. But A.J. Green's obviously kind of washed. I think they got rid of A.J. Green. Really, their only big weapon right now is Tyler Boyd. Joe Burrow, the young quarterback, once he comes back next season, he's going to need an LSU guy even. That's going to be some great chemistry. Did they play together? They definitely did, right? Okay. Maybe, I don't know. Miami made the surprising pick of picking Jalen Waddle over Devontae Smith. I mean, size is being factored too much. Because if you look at different positions, like Aaron Jones for a running back is even small. Tyreek Hill for a receiver. I mean, I guess height-wise, Devontae Smith is tall. That's not the best comparison. But, like, size does not matter in the NFL. There's been some great small guys playing football. Drew Brees is a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he's like 5'10", dude. Kyler Murray is a beast, and he's even shorter. So I don't know why that's factored in so much. Next, the Lions pick up Penei Sewell out of Oregon. I guess they do need some protection for their newly picked up quarterback, Jared Goff. Jared Goff, I don't know, man. I don't know how he's going to do. He's got some pretty decent weapons in Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones and TJ Hawkinson they drafted a year or two ago. But yeah, next, the Panthers pick up J.C. Horn, obviously Joe Horn, a pretty good corner in the league for a while. His son got picked up. I haven't heard of any Panthers DB since Josh Norman, and that's probably because he got into a fight every other freaking game. But hopefully J.C. Horn can be another beast on their defense. They drafted Jeremy Chin last year. They had a pretty successful draft defensively last year. Let's see what J.C. Horn can do. Next, another father-son relationship going on here. The Broncos draft Patrick Surtain II out of Alabama. Obviously, Patrick Surtain. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Patrick Surtain is his dad. A lot of Alabama guys. Is that a surprise? Not really, but a lot of Alabama guys were drafted in the first round here. I think like 5 or 6 or 7. I don't even remember. But yeah, Patrick Surtain. The next pick in the draft, the Eagles picked Devontae Smith out of Alabama. Now, as silly as this sounds, I'm a Packers fan, and I would have loved to see the two Devontaes play together. But we had the 29th pick, so he was almost destined to go early. Heisman winner. I don't know how he's 10th. They're sleeping on him. I don't care. I'm going to be rooting for him next year. Him and Jalen Hurts is going to make a great young core on this team. And obviously they can run to Miles Sanders. Yeah, I think the Eagles won't be too bad next year. Next, the Bears drafted Justin Fields out of Ohio State. That was a big one because they just picked up Red Rocket Andy Dalton in free agency during the offseason before the draft, man. So, like, looking at it, they're going to have to experience with quarterbacks kind of what they did with Trubisky and Foles last year. Yeah, they're kind of in a QB dilemma. They have some talent to work with. They have a veteran, obviously, and they have a young, mobile quarterback. So, yeah, next, the Cowboys pick up Micah Parsons out of Penn State. You know, their defense was really, really weak last year, which is probably why they were one of the worst, most hated on teams in the league. So they needed a linebacker like him, and especially because Sean Lee, I think, was on their team and he retired. So, yeah, the Chargers. I have orange, terrible internet. Oh, crap. It keeps bouncing back and forth. But the Chargers pick up Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern, an O-tackle. They need someone to protect and prevent injury from their young beast in Justin Herbert. So, pretty big pickup there. The Jets pick up Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. He's another... Oh my gosh, I'm lagging. My face will lag, but I don't think the audio will lag, so I think we should be good there. I don't know. Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC again. Crap. What am I trying to say? They need protection for their rookie quarterback as well. Or their quarterback as well. And Zach Wilson, so that's good. Wow, Patriots pick up a quarterback, Mac Jones. Now, although he's not a very fast quarterback, I'm still surprised that he was picked this late. A lot of Alabama players were slept on in this first round, let me just say that. Bill Belichick, being the master he is, well, I guarantee you he'll mold Mac Jones into a semi-decent quarterback at least. He drafted Tom Brady, let's not forget that. But, anyways, the Cardinals pick up Zavin Collins out of Tulsa to further build on that beastly defense coming into next year. You know, they picked up J.J. Watt. You know, they have Budda Baker. They have the leading sacker in the league in Chandler Jones, I believe. Do they have Pat Pete still? I'm not sure. I think Pat Pete might have switched teams. But, yeah, they have some defensive weapons, Budda Baker. They have some defensive weapons, man, and they can totally build on that in the next few years and become a defensive unit. Anyways, Alabama no, not Alabama. From Alabama, the Raiders select Alex Leatherwood. He's a tackle. Derek Carr is their quarterback as of now, I believe, so they need protection for him, of course. Miami selects a hometown kid. That's awesome. Or a homeschool kid. Like, a guy from Miami went to Miami, and Jalen Phillips, he is a defensive end. Their defense is semi-decent. You know, obviously, oh my god, what's his name? Crap. Xavier Howard. They have one beastly player, so they need to just keep building on that defense. That's good for them. Washington selected Jamin Davis from Kentucky. He's an inside linebacker. He should be pretty good for them, hopefully. Their defense probably needs some work considering how bad of a team they are. I mean, of course, their whole team probably needs some work. They're not the best, man. The Giants select Kedarius Toney out of Florida. Yeah, build that offensive young core around Daniel Jones, man. I think that's a pretty good move there. Obviously, Saquon should hopefully come back for the season. I don't know. They might be pretty good. They're on the come up, I believe. The Colts picked up Kwity Paye, the defensive end, to further build on one of the best defenses in the league, man. They're awesome. They're an awesome defense. You know, they have Darius Leonard. They have I think they have Malik Hooker, maybe. They have crap. They have really good guys. I can't name them all. They have really good guys that make that defense great. Obviously, it's one of the best in the league. Tennessee picks up a cornerback in Caleb Fairley. Not too bad of a pick. Yeah, bro, stop with this. Data is limited. I'm streaming. I'm not using data on my computer. It just stream. But yeah, wait, did I move that? Okay, Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech, cornerback. Maybe they did need a cornerback. But yeah, I don't know. Is their defense good or not? I don't know. Anyways, the Vikings pick up Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech. Back-to-back Virginia Tech picks. They got to be happy about that. Offensive tackle, you know, protects Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins. The main ball. The guys that get the most touches. I'm lagging really bad on my stream. Okay, no, I'm not. But yeah, next, the Steelers pick up running back Najee Harris from Alabama. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but dude, that's a steal in my opinion. Najee Harris showed out on his pro day, so that's a big pickup for the Steelers. I'm happy for them. Obviously, you know, they have James Conner, but who else do they have? They have the dude that wears the smoke visor, and he was playing last year. He was pretty good. But yeah, Najee Harris, another running back in their core. They have a pretty good core there. Back-to-back running back picks. The Jaguars picks up Travis Etienne out of Clemson. I don't know much about him. But obviously, after getting rid of Leonard Fournette, they had another good running back, didn't they? I can't think of their names, man. It's been a while since football's been on. But yeah, maybe they do need to build on that running back core. They still need to make up for losing Leonard Fournette. In my opinion, one of the best running backs in the league here. Next, the Browns select a cornerback out of Northwestern, Greg Newsome II. Build on their defense. You know, their defense isn't too bad. You know, Myles Garrett is going to be returning, I believe. I think they have Joe Hayden. Either that or... Do the Steelers have Joe Hayden? I don't remember. Anyways, let's just move on. The Ravens are going to pick up the wide receiver from Minnesota. One of my favorite players in the draft. You know, he's... like some great messages, the zero tolerance jersey number. It's a great message, you know. Rashad Bateman, one of my favorite personalities in the draft. They do need receivers, you know. Their receivers aren't terrible. They're not the worst in the league. You know, they have a big target in Mark Andrews, but he's a tight end. They need receivers. Marquise Brown can get it done every once in a while, but he's still pretty inconsistent, you know. Next, the Saints pick up a defensive end in Peyton Turner to help that D-line core with Cameron Jordan. Saints defense isn't terrible. They did probably need that. Next are my Green Bay Packers. We pick a cornerback up, which I was really happy about, because after what happened last year against the Bucs, getting burnt downfield by a 5'10" white boy and Scotty Miller, I was just like, man, we have got to pick up some defensive backs, especially to cover Kevin King. I say start Eric Stokes out of Georgia over Kevin King. Kevin King's really not that good, man. But yeah, the Bills were up next, and they picked up Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. defensive end. Obviously, they have Davis White. I don't know much about them other than that, but yeah, built their defense up, sure. The Ravens have picked up Jason Awe out of Penn State. He's an outside linebacker. Their defense was solid. You know, they had a pretty good secondary, and Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, the peanut puncher, of course. They had Tremont Williams, a veteran who was actually kind of putting in work. He was my Packer. Shout out to Tremont Williams. And yeah, I'm just going to move on with the final pick in the draft. The Super Bowl champions, the Buccaneers, select Joe Tryon, the outside linebacker from Washington. Their defense was really, really good. They had Levante David. They had Shaq Thompson, I believe. They had, oh my God, what was number 31? Antoine Winfield Jr. They just need to keep building on. So yeah, that's been the recap. Stay tuned tonight. Later tonight, you'll probably see this tomorrow, but stay tuned tonight. I will have full NBA coverage.